My topic is undergrad and middle grade knuckle wiring, but I already mentioned in the in live demo yesterday. Basically, I don't like the knuckle wire technique because it cannot be controlled by the operator. I'm not a hybrid operator. That's why my indication the knuckle wire is very limited. And also, I think the NUC wire can make big subintimal space more easily than the wire-based tracking. And the NUC wire-based technique cannot be recognized all the CDO. And also, the final one is very important. I want to say it to the younger physician. If you only rely on the NUC wire technique, you miss an opportunity to run on a guide wiring. So that's why it's basically the wire-based technique is very important to get the high success rate. So maybe you learn from the old to these 2 days live demos. So of course, the CTO PCI requiring the sometimes knuckle wire technique knuckle wiring. So one is a long CDO. So this is a RCA CDO, but originally you can see some branches there. So but after failure of the first attempt in the articulated approach, this is the control shot of the second attempt. The length is longer than before. And also this is a chip injection from the Caravel, the distal cap of the CDO. The distal cap is also no stump. So this case is more than 8 years ago. I started from the primary knuckle wire technique with the Pilot 200. So fortunately, this case is both wire is advanced smoothly. So I could recognize the CTO, but I lose the old side branch inside in the CTO segment. So yeah, sometimes this kind of the procedure is acceptable, and also there is no way without knuckle wiring for recognize the CTO. But I don't want to sacrifice the side branch as possible I can nowadays. And also the torture CTO sometimes the knuckle wire is have safe to track trace the vessel course like this. But in some case, the knuckle wire go into the subintimal space and making the shortcut in the subintimal space like this, and stretching the vessel. After recognizing the CTO, if you put the stent like this, sometimes you made the very big stent perforation after stenting. So this case is RCA CTO. So actually, there is severe bending portion is there with scarification, you can see. So at that times, so of course I tried to knuckle wire, but the knuckle wire that didn't work well because of the scarification. So this kind of the situation, the polymer jacket wire shown black or the Pilot 50 or something, can trace the CTO site like this. But this case is very hard region. After externalization, is any balloon cannot be dilated. You need to the load ablation is here, and this is the final result. So in the tortuous region is sometimes, of course, is a knuckle wire technique is very work well. So, but if you meet this kind of the situation, the Sion block you can try. In some situations, Sion block work very well to trace the vessel. And the final one is in the retrograde approach. When the antegrade wire in subintima and the retrograde wire is in intima, this kind of the situation is a complete reverse cut is most difficult. So when we meet this kind of the situation, firstly the way we try to the direct wire crossing with harder wire. Sometimes we try to the reverse cut by very big bottom, but it doesn't work well usually. So then, and the knuckle wire in this situation is sometimes good. So I showed one case. This is also the RCA CTO. You can see some epicollateral there. So the antegrade wiring has been failed. So I used the direct communication from the distal LED. Yes, this is a chip injection. You can see that some channel is a proximal side from the lead grade chip injection. So I started from the lead grade guide wiring, and also I advanced the undergrade wire to complete the reverse card and check the IBUS. So IBUS show us is the lead grade wire is in intima, but undergrade IBUS is completely in the subintima space. So I try to direct wire crossing with next guy, next 1, 2, 3, and finally I use the Conquest 12 gram, but has been failed. I try to knuckle wiring with Pilot 200 to make it a crack between the undergrade subintima and in-intima. So after making a crack, check the IBUS. This is Pilot 200 knuckle. So the knuckle wire is come to subintima from the distal to lumen, like this. So this is the finally after small balloon dilatation, I completed the reverse card. This is the schema of my procedure. On pushing the knuckle wire, the knuckle wire can make it a crack from the intima to the subintimal space around like this. So when undergrade wire is subintima and lead grade wire is in intima, this is the most difficult situation in a lead grade approach. So, and direct wire crossing is the first choice, of course. And but the undergrade balloon from subintima usually doesn't work well. So knuckle wiring with medium weight wire, I usually use the Pilot 200, can be useful sometimes. Thank you for your attention.